I'm Viren. Uh, anyway, this is the second video that I'm doing as an introduction that's markedly better than my first one for copyright infringement, the trading card game. Mostly I decided to finally do this video not just for better description, but James Ashby of SMBC Theater requested that I give him some better stuff through his assistant that he has now. So this video is a more professional showing, not just for everyone else, but mostly for him. I would say one of his catchphrases, but I don't want to infringe on any possible copyrights. My game purposely goes extremely far out of its way to infringe on every copyright ever made, anywhere, ever, having to do with media. Anyway, so, right, what was I gonna... Okay, so the game is getting different items, monsters, etc. from different established media, and then being able to use their in-canon rules against each other. If that sounds confusing, that's cool. I do have a lot of images I can show you that I already prepared, which is Rumpelstiltskin's Spellbook. This is a book from the show Once Upon a Time, which you can see, the franchise it was taken from listed there, as well as the description and, its traits and name and whatever. And a screenshot from it, so you can see it definitely is real, that's what it looks like, blah blah blah. Standard role-playing rules are that spell books are usually affiliated with a class or alignment, or both, or whatever. This one, however, is not. Yeah. So, if you're using Dungeons and Dragons rules, or the rules of any game based on it, which is most of them, then what can happen is you're able to add other scrolls that would normally be single use into a spell book as long as it has the same affiliation. Because Rumpelstiltskin's spellbook does not, it means you can add any scroll at all from any scroll. It doesn't matter, any magic scroll. You can just go ahead. It's not affiliated, so it's kind of like omni-beneficial or whatever. Or omni-class or something. Anyway. So that's, half of something I'm doing. The Book of Clow is from Cardcaptor Sakura, and that one is aligned, kind of, all the different, to the Clow cards only. You're able to add Clow cards into the book, and that's where they rest and, sleep or whatever when not in use. And it maintains their magic, or recovers them when they're depleted or whatever. So I decided to use the Herodric Cube from Diablo 2 that fuses 2 items into 1. Yes, my art sucks, but I have an artist, just she didn't do this one yet. It's a placeholder. Anyway, so by fusing those two, I decided that what it would do is it would make it so that it's the spell book that's unaffiliated to class or alignment, in addition to the to the Book of Clow. That way you're able to add not just scrolls, but also magic cards into the book as additional pages. So, it's that much more useful now because you can add more, more crap into it. Such as the polymerization card from Yu-Gi-Oh! You're able to combine, any 2 monsters that are on your side permanently. Or amass the components from Magic the Gathering, which helps your card drawing abilities. Or Hokey Monster cards from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which Grim brought those cards to life, so you can also add those in as well. Actually, I'll go ahead and go back to that. Okay, so, exactly with the Hokey Monster cards, they do have the different monsters specifically, and you're able to look at them, and if you felt like it, you could make individual cards for each card. I'm not going to bother, but that's, where you, the player, come in. If you're interested to bother doing so, and you know more about, the original franchise and feel like doing it, great. If not, you don't have to. Right. The One Ring from Lord of the Rings. Here's another one of those, rule. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so the inscription on the One Ring is one ring to rule them all. Are there any magical rings within the movies or books that Sauron is not able to control with that ring? The answer is no. Okay, well, because this is meta media, can Sauron control the Ring of Fire and the other magic rings from Captain Planet? Okay, well, let's look at Captain Planet. Are there any rules within canon saying that, the rings or the Planeteers are unable to be controlled or possessed or something? No, there's nothing stopping that at all. All right, so then that means can Sauron, the Dark Lord Sauron, control the Planeteers, also the Green Lantern, also the Wonder Twins? The answer is yes. And I forgot to show you the scroll of Demi from Final Fantasy VII. If you know Final Fantasy, that's a fun spell. Really good stuff. Good for crowd control. Pain Spike is from Ultima Online. That's a totally different thing. But can you add it into Rumpelstiltskin's spellbook? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. A gremlin. If you've seen Gremlins 2, then the brain gremlin, well, he was a normal gremlin until he drank the brain stuff and he became intelligent. He was able to use the different genetic manipulation stuff to be able to upgrade his troops. Um, they were still normal gremlins, but they now obeyed whatever he said because they just did. Okay, so I said that Brain Gremlin would have the gremlins go and look for other genetic, manipulation things in order to upgrade more troops. They wouldn't use it themselves; they would bring it to him, as per his orders. Okay, well, what is a gremlin? Okay. A gremlin is just a monster with unstable DNA, as one seen with their ability to, replicate simply by being touched with water, or to mutate by eating, and you know the three rules. Come on, you do. Okay. If not, I'm not going to tell you. You should know it. So, look it up. It's a good movie anyway. Really fun and weird. So, right. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Um, so because they're monsters with unstable DNA, we think of, let me see which of these tabs it is. Sorry, hold on. There we go. Pokemon. If you look at Eevee's Pokedex entries, it says something about he has unstable DNA, and that's why, the elemental evolution stones work on him and give him so many different evolutions. Oh, did they, did they just in Gremlins say unstable DNA so they're able to, evolve or whatever? And Pokemon say unstable DNA monster, and so it's able to evolve using certain items? Yeah. You see the link there? So that's why I showed you. The Firestone. I also did ones for the Moonstone, though it would not be valid on a Gremlin, or possibly not valid, depending on how you interpret it. I'm not going to, put specific rules on it, just generalized, though in canon rules. So depending on how you say it. Anyway, the Thunderstone, Water. I do have other evolution stones, but I didn't finish the card, so I'm not going to show those to you. But yeah, so can a Gremlin evolve using an evolution stone from Pokemon? Using the rules from both, games, and, well, I mean, from both, the movie and game of, their respective franchises, The answer is yes. There's nothing stopping this from working at all. All right. What about the infuser from Megamind? That a single shot weapon that gives invulnerability, super strength, super speed, and laser eye beams to whatever it shoots. Would that be able to work on a gremlin? Again, the answer is yes, because it would work on whatever. And speaking on things that work on whatever, a plasmid from Bioshock. Would the different plasmids be able to work on gremlins to be able to evolve them? Yes. Let's see, I'm going to close all these different tabs that I was saying, although I guess I should have done it a few minutes ago. Right, here we go, original stuff, which is what I wanted to look at. Okay, yeah, I got a few different original things in here. So I'll just go through those quick. Cybug that ate green Tiberium crystals from Command and Conquer Tiberium Sun. Is that possible? Yes, within canon, because a Cybug is able to go between games. So, Tiberium Sun is also a game, and so therefore it would be able to get there just by itself. That's not something you want to deal with. The Omnidex, there actually is some art for that, but I didn't put it on there yet. It needs texturing. Anyway, that is the Omnitrix and a Pokedex, so that the item automatically scans all monsters and aliens, and the user can, at will, transform into any of them or any combination of them. The Fire Gremlin, that is a gremlin that the Firestone was used on. Of course, if the Incinerate Plasmid was used instead, it would look different and be a different card. Insect Swarm Gremlin, because that'd just be awesome. The Repaired Remote. This is one of those things you shouldn't use. The Handy Hammer was used to repair the disrepaired remote from Animaniacs, which created this card. Now, the reason that the disrepaired remote is magical is because it had weird effects. It was a normal one until Wacko Warner tried to fix it, and instead it became magical. But using the Handy Hammer to repair it properly means it isn't special anymore. So, you shouldn't actually want to fix everything. Not a good idea. Those are different ones. You can, look at these later. Right. Actually, this is one I'm proud of. Okay. The molecular duplicator from Captain Planet in one episode was used to make evil duplicates of all the Planeteer's rings. So you can make an evil copy of anything else using that card. Okay, fine. So I decided to make a evil copy of the element of laughter, which is a magic gem from My Little Pony. So the element of psychosis is insane, maniacal, like Hannibal Lecter laughter. Yeah, that's these are different Buster Swords because the Buster Sword has room for two materia, which are magic stones. So I just grabbed other magic stones. The Squirrel Gremlin, there's an episode of Family Guy where Peter goes to the hospital to be able to get, he's a guinea pig. One of the things they inject him with is the squirrel gene, which adds squirrel DNA to himself. So there's a Squirrel Gremlin. Why not? And there's a superhero gremlin having to do with the infuser. And I actually did do all the My Little Pony evil stuff, because why not? There is a video done by System of a Down, and a little girl eats some weird berry, and then she ages really quickly. So I used that Yeah, you can use music videos. I'm not stopping you. I mean, any media. Don't hold back. I'm not. And also, there's a uh, a game that used to be on Facebook but is dead now, called Faunosphere, and there was a idea of a food tree, and you can grow just about any food on it, as long as you could eat it on its own, or use it as an ingredient. Can you use a magic blackberry as an ingredient or eat by itself? Yes. Okay, then you can grow these on this magic tree. Such as the same with the Maxim tomato from Kirby. There's a few other ever trees I did. Yeah, you read that right. One up mushroom from Mario growing on a tree, and you're able to get 6 of them. Yeah, that's something to do. Oh yeah, that one's just. The scrubby bug is a Psybug and the scrubbing bubbles from the scrubbing bubbles commercials being combined. Yummy baby bullets, right? That one requires some explanation. Um, from Cyanide and Happiness, there was one comic where somebody shot himself in the mouth with, depending on if you look at the damage to his head, splattering the whole back of his head all over the place, his brain exploding. It looked like a hollow point 45 gauge, uh, pistol round. But instead of dying, he tasted cherry. Um, so yeah, you still get the wound from cherry bullets, but instead of hurting, it's just delicious. And from The Whitest Kids You Know, there was an episode that they did a skit where there's a bullet that flies through the air and automatically hits the closest living baby in the brain, no matter where you fire the gun from. This I made. It's like it's extremely fucked up, yes, but I actually did this to be able to save people in case one person forces you to use the baby skull seeking bullet. You can use the yummy baby bullets instead. Well, to fuse it into the yummy baby. This one. I said that wrong. Whatever. I'm not re-recording. Uh, that way, yes, you still shot a baby, but it's okay. It's not hurt. The Happy Fun Ball from Saturday Night Live. I just scanned through my deck looking for other insane or obnoxious abilities, and I added all of them onto the ball as well. That's actually what these cards are with this. It's an ability card. It's an additional thing an existing card can do. The High and Happy helmet, that's Ren and Stimpy and The Whitest Kids You Know being merged. And I already wrote that one up. Okay, we're done there. But yeah, so that's what it kind of is. I mean, there's also other stuff, like, say, I added in the infected wheat from Warcraft 2, that if you made anything using this wheat, then you would die and come back to life as an undead under service of a random demon. If you know more about the game story, then you'd say, oh, well, yes, but the undead were able to break their enslavement from the demons. Okay, yes, true. So, the more you know about the, franchise, if you're a real fan, then you'll be able to, usually break the really bad stuff against you. If you're not that much of a fan or you don't know the story at all, it's not going to help you. Though I'm not only saying it's elitist, because sometimes there are different things where knowing and opening your mouth is a bad idea, such as from Scrubs. JD had all sorts of weird, daydreams with magic items in them pretty often. Uh, Now, if, say, you get the Hover Hoover, which is the janitor made uh, well, it's a vacuum that he uses a jetpack, and you get that card and you put that in play, well, knowing that it was only something in JD's imagination, therefore not real, you can't actually use that card. You can say that and just screw everybody up, or screw yourself by speaking at all. But then, if you know about Pokemon, you could say, I could use the rules of the Dream Ball, which is a ball that you can use to catch monsters in your dreams. When you wake up, you still have the ball with the caught monster. So then that means you could actually use the Hover Hoover, even though it's imaginary, because so is that ball, and that ball is usable. It really just depends on what rules you want to pick and choose. I do have them listed. There will be, at the bottom of this video is, well, the different links needed, I think. You can always scan around if you want. But, yeah, there's definitely going to be one to the rule deck. There's going to be another one to the icon deck, explaining the different icons on the cards, and how you're able to figure out how it works or not. Some different things, it matters, like an item that makes other items non-magical. Well, you wouldn't be able to use that against everything, because not all cards have magic as a subclass. Um, so it wouldn't be able to shut off the magic of a summon only card, unless you decide to say it makes things not magical, as in not magical anymore, whether it's magic subclass or not. It just doesn't work. It just depends on how you feel like saying it. I did make it so all rules are optional. Whatever you want to say and how you feel like interpreting it is up to you. But to summarize all the rules and everything else, there's really only 4 traits. Yeah. GURPS, which is rules to be able to make it so that all games are able to be played together with math that actually works. Then the Tommy Westphal universe hypothesis, which is that all movies, games, TV shows, cartoons, etc., are all linked and all in the same universe at the same time. Then Calvin Ball, which is from Calvin and Hobbes, the game that Calvin came up with, making it so that all rules are both ignorable and easily subverted. You can also make new rules up on the fly, and also there is no scoring system. Well, or there is a scoring system, but it makes no sense at all. That's pretty much the only rule, which also isn't a rule because it's a rule. And I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Oh, yeah, remain in canon. I'm making stuff up. But yeah, no, remain in canon. Keep the rules as the rules are in the original game, movie, commercial, cartoon, TV show, webcomic, YouTube, clips. It doesn't matter. Wherever it comes from, keep it exactly as the real thing really is. Just when you start doing meta, even remaining in canon starts going really insane. So anyway, thanks for watching, and sorry this turned out to be longer than I expected. And if I can find the stop button, that'd be great. Okay. Yep. Later.